Alright, what we've got here is the HD version, the Metal Gear Solid 2 HD. I'm going to do a Let's Play. We'll go with just the tanker chapter. I prefer the PlayStation 3 version, but my PlayStation 3 is in the living room hooked up right now. I don't feel like going to get it. Plus, I don't have an HDCP stripper, so I have to play with component. The video quality will look a bit better on. I love this game. It's one of my favorite games ever.
We had classified intelligence that a new type of Metal Gear was scheduled for transport.
I'm going to skip some of the cutscenes. I'm going to let some of them roll. I'm going to let this one roll. I have owned 4 different versions of this game. I had the original Sons of Liberty on PlayStation 2. I still have my copy of Substance for PlayStation 2. This version is actually almost the same version as the Substance version. The HD versions are. The skateboarding is removed. The Substance version on PS2 actually had it was on Xbox first, then they ported it to PS2. It was originally PlayStation 2 only, the Sons of Liberty. But imported it over to PS2. Eventually, the Xbox version, Substance. Substance is the expanded version. It has VR missions and stuff like that on it. Whereas the Sons of Liberty was only the original game with the story. This was one of the big PlayStation 2 games when the PlayStation 2 was pretty new. I remember seeing pictures of this demo whenever I was subscribed to the PlayStation magazine back in the day. Used to get the demo discs in the mail. PlayStation 1 demo discs. I remember this rain and stuff being really impressive. Of course, the game looks a little different in the HD version. The camera angles are kind of zoomed in to account for the aspect ratio. 16:9 instead of 4:3. Snake here with the stealth camouflage. Let's do a lot of speed runs on the original Metal Gear Solid with the stealth camouflage. I had it and I would just play through the game as fast as I could. Way back before I ever had any kind of Elgato. When I was a kid, though, I used to record some gameplays on VHS tapes back in the early 2000s. My cat is trying to get in. She wants desperately to play. Don't feel like playing right now. She's got her toy and she's sticking it under the door, wiggling it at me. Her toy and her paw. She's got both paws under the door.
Boy, he's right on schedule.
She's so desperate. She's got so much energy. She's only about 4 months old.
Soon enough.
Ocelot. I remember seeing Ocelot and thinking, oh yeah, it's gonna get crazy. One of the best looking titles out there. Everything Hideo Kojima does is usually pretty well done. Not sure what the native resolution is on the original. This one is running at a native 1280 by 720 on both PS3 and 360. It runs at that.
Stealth camo's busted. Landing impact.
We must have overused.
I prefer to play it on
Sorry,
PS3
you're gonna have to deal with it.
because of the
Not
controls.
in the military anymore.
Right. I didn't plan on relying on this
I'll
get.
skip through this stuff. We're gonna get into the gameplay.
The mission objective. All right, Let's look at your gear. Your
This game was all about the cutscenes and looking awesome.
They don't look armed.
Hey, Earth to Snake. These are nice.
The jump to PS4 and Xbox One.
You're in stealth mode here.
It's really minor,
If it comes to that, a little beauty sleep never
but
hurt anyone. By the way, Otacon,
the jump from PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 2 was amazing.
Classified files myself.
no traces,
Oh, please, I'm too good for that.
but this might be a trap. Remember, there's a price on our heads.
You're just being paranoid.
I hope so.
Normally I don't play with
I
the
wouldn't think they were any
captions on, but
here.
With all the
I already
ships
started
passing
it,
on
so.
the river and in the harbor, putting uniformed Marines on the deck would be
I feel like they take away from the visual flare.
Get a clear view of the water.
I keep saying visual flare. Do I even really know what that means?
The water line is too high. According to the navigational plans, this ship should have discharged its cargo upriver.
It's
Fun
in,
fact,
no doubt about it.
the name of this ship
Military trains you to watch for
is the same name of the submarine
That's SOP
that's on
terror ops too.
Metal Gear Solid
Security
1
should be tighter.
at the beginning,
Worry too much.
at the
Where's
title
the
screen, whenever the
Satellite surveillance is a major international pastime these days. I'd say the cargo hold.
I guess you could say the title movie or whatever plays.
Looks like there
The
are
submarine
entryways
in Metal Gear Solid 1. It's called the Discovery. It's the same submarine that he mentions whenever he's talking about doing his VR missions in Metal Gear Solid 1. Thanks to the VR training I did on board the Discovery. I think that was kind of a hint from Kojima whenever he made this game. It's like, you should know something's going on with this boat,
Looks like we're not the only
similar to
ones
what was going on there.
Is that a chopper I just heard?
Maybe it was just, he felt like throwing it in as an Easter egg.
It's their game. Hijack?
They're probably targeting the ship's controls.
Otacon. How many men do you need to take over a tanker of this size?
The ship is run by
K-47s and
I'd
suppressors.
say about 18 people.
This is really a good looking game.
KS 74U.
Even by today's standards, this is still a pretty good looking. I mean, you can obviously see the dated 3D, but
You sure?
No marine barber.
very good
touched
art
that
style.
there.
Everything was really well done. That Russian cap. This guy reminds me of
Let's get an ID on him ASAP.
playing Hitman back in the day. St. Petersburg missions and stuff. This was a really good
Looks
looking
like
shot right here.
now.
The directing was really great in this game.
60 Kasatka.
Kasatka? Kamarov chopper, right? Killer whale.
Metal Gear Solid always appealed to like my artsy side, which doesn't always come out too much. Normally I'll go right and I'll go for the quick route, but I'm gonna go this way. If you actually try to go right on the hard difficulty and go up top to skip this downstairs portion, on the hard difficulty the door on the right is locked. Not sure why, but on the HD versions, this picture and some of the other pictures, the posters, you see how it's really dark? The colors aren't bright and like really there like they are on the PS2 version. I don't know why it's like that. Yeah, if you ever play the PS2 version, you know this picture's bright. It doesn't look fucked up. Little Easter egg here. You can like kiss the picture. Not gonna play with it too much. And then there's another one. Lingerie, Japanese. Let's break his neck. I played this game so much back in the day. Harry Gregson Williams is great at making sounds. The sounds of this game are amazing. Almost everything in this game is just so well done. I prefer the camera angles on the PS2 version because on here you got the same camera angles but they're zoomed in, so it feels like part of the screen is just missing. It doesn't feel as sharp. I really wanted to do the Let's Play with the PS2 version, but I figured it would be a lot better if I just went with the HD version with the native 16:9 ratio. Looks a lot better. YouTube. But yeah, I always prefer, like, even with the even though it's in HD resolution, I still prefer the PS2 version. One of the weird things is that when the codec comes up, it takes a long time to load the codec calls. On PS2, it's almost instant. Easiest way to get past this guy. On the wall, and he goes around. Whenever I was a little kid, I actually, I had played the demo for Metal Gear Solid, and I hated it. And like a month later, I played it again, and I got stuck on it. I played through the demo like 50 times probably. And then I saw VR missions at the store, and I was like, is that Metal Gear Solid? So I got my mom to buy it for me, and then when I got home, I was like, what the hell? This is not Metal Gear Solid. This is some like other Metal Gear Solid game.
Russian choppers.
And I played through 98 point something % of the VR missions disc before I eventually got the real game. And when I was playing it, it was so easy. It felt so easy after getting all that training with the VR missions. I knew how to do everything. The only time I really got stuck was in weird parts of the story. Like Psycho Manus. Like, you have to put your controller in the other controller port. Like, what was up with that? That's one of those weird things that somebody on the Kojima team came up with that I don't really think was that great of an idea. I'll let this cutscene roll. This is a good cutscene.
Shalashaska has landed. I'm on my way to the tanker holds. Report your status.
Control room, communication.
Olga's actually one of the most interesting characters in the whole game.
Secure. Infrared sensors placed and operational.
Good work. Are the explosives in place?
Yes, they are all planted.
Listen, once we have what we came for, the tanker will be...
Also, I mean, like, if you're gonna watch any of these Let's Plays, I plan to do more. This is my first real Let's Play. I've done a playthrough, but let's start doing some Let's Plays. But if you're gonna watch my Let's Plays, they're gonna be spoilers in them.
I can see the moon, even in this storm, pale as
Death. I have a bad feeling about this
mission. You swore this to me, that you would leave the unit once the mission...
This is like my zen time when I just get it. I play Metal Gear Solid 2.
No, this is where I belong, with the unit.
Chill.
I have nowhere else to go.
Like, I play the shit out of Call of Duty. I play it way too much, but
I want to stay and fight.
There is no choice to make here, Olga. Need I remind you
This
that
is-
you are carrying my...
when I play these games, I feel at peace.
You will be on the
I guess,
helicopter here.
I don't know.
Damn it.
I'm getting, like, super personal. Give me some drink.
Freeze!
If you hear any funny noises, that's probably what it is. Or my couch. Snake has this like secret man crush on her, or not man crush, but crush. He doesn't want to admit it, but he likes her. In a way.
Woman, show your face.
You men, you're all the same.
Who are you?
She's got that scar on her face
Wanderers.
to make her, I guess, look more rugged.
Said don't move.
Olga's actually voiced on this American version
Women too.
I'm a nomad too.
by Vanessa Marshall, and if you're a fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Take the knife.
you've ever seen the movie Eraser? The woman that
Not there.
he's protecting in the majority of the movie is Vanessa Marshall, who voices her
Hold
character.
that position. Now, turn around.
You know what you're doing.
I got a message from my friend. Supposed to be going to Men's Warehouse later
It stopped me.
to maybe get some clothes to get married in.
Not too shabby, is it? New York, I mean.
Text this guy back.
And that brings our tour to its conclusion.
Scout knife with a surprise. You a Spetsnaz?
I think you deserve a little credit. No one's ever dodged that shot of mine. But no one gets lucky twice, either.
She's gonna. Oh, she shot me. Just picked my controller back up. Damn, she already hit me 3 times.
I've been with the
It's a good thing this game is actually easy.
I grew up on the battlefield. Conflict and victory were my parents.
The original Metal Gear Solid was way harder than the sequel.
We've shared everything, all the bad and all the good.
Also, the GameCube remake of the original is a lot easier.
Nothing else matters to me.
I think I might have had too many shots. You see when I take the...
Whoever you are,
Oh, I have to
you're
wait.
not stopping us.
See how when I take the gun out, it goes to like aim mode? I'm just goofing around right now. I'm not even trying. It's not even doing it now. That's weird. The Xbox controls are really odd sometimes. Alright, I guess I better start shooting them. Just doing cartwheels? What we got going on here? I can't even understand how I've beaten this on extreme. I haven't played this game in so long. It's probably been several months since I've even played this game. I better shoot this light out because I know she's gonna put it in my face in a second. Normally she'll stick out on one side. You can shoot her without exposing yourself.
Take this!
Well, that didn't work. I did an unequip thing because it kind of bypasses the reload. Let's get her in the foot, in the cankle. She doesn't even have what's considered cankles, but I like the word cankle. It's pretty hilarious. Someone can have perfectly normal legs, and you tell them they have cankles, and they just get all weird about it. They get self-conscious. Especially women. I don't have cankles. Get out from behind the damn thing. Come on. My phone's still going off. In the hand. What's up? I'm gonna check this text while I hide behind this box. Oh, now he's just being silly. He says, yay, there's a wedding. He's my best man, though. I'm so bad right now. What? Alright. Let's put on the rations and let's just beat her ass. I'm tired of being in this, like... Been sitting in this part of this game too long. Time to shoot her. Time to end it. Alright, cool deal. That went horribly wrong. Normally I just kick the shit out of her, she barely hits me. But, you know, I haven't played this game and it's probably been like 4 or 5 months since I played this game. I've been playing nothing but Modern Warfare 2 and Titanfall on the occasion. A lot of people rag on Titanfall for being unsuccessful, but personally, I believe it's pretty successful. It's done way more sales than the developers expected, and it's a good game. It's good to the core, you know. It's on dedicated servers, and what I love about that is that everyone has always swore by these dedicated servers like they would fix Call of Duty. And you get the same problems that you have in Call of Duty on dedicated servers.
The ship appears
just no one has hosts.
The men have Russian gear, but I have...
There's all the same crap that it still happens in Titanfall. Mainly because people often play on the wrong server. So you can be on the server that's closest to you and there's still somebody in there that's got 300 milliseconds of ping because he's not playing on his local server. Which some of that has to do with low player base in certain regions. It's hard for them to find lobbies in their area. Oh shit, you saw me. I thought I'd grabbed soon enough. I like how if he doesn't put his radio up, it doesn't count for get this wet box. It doesn't count like he actually said something. Gotta get the fuck out of here. You can go up the ladder and get the thermal goggles up top, but I never use them, so it's pointless. There's a suppressor up there too, but the suppressor for the USP. Start with the suppressor on the... I feel like breaking this guy's neck. Oh, damn it. Once again, better get out of here quick before the damn backup shows up. I keep making mistakes. Playing terribly right now. This game's still fun though. It's like you can play bad and it's still... You don't have to try so much. I feel like if I was playing Call of Duty right now, I'd be going negative or something, you know? Just making these weird mistakes. I didn't even hit him. I'm so bad. Third person is such a change from first person. It's pretty enjoyable though. I always have fun when I play this game. Even if I'm just constantly making mistakes, I still enjoy it so much.
Raven.
Vulcan Raven from the original Metal Gear Solid. Another weird Easter egg thing. And you get a really good look. You see Raven here. He's shadowed from this flashlight. If you actually shoot him, he fires his gun. course, the dead guy. Oh, wrong locker. I mean, what's up with this right here, though? Look at that. You got some mail action going on. Here's the dead guy. That was pretty cool shit back in the day.
Freeze! No!
That old PS2 was new. See if I can hit the guy across the way. Oh, he moved. I can't hit him from here. He moved. And he has no idea that I'm shooting at him. There we go. Kissing this guy's Cheerios. Let's snap this guy's neck too, why not? No need to waste bullets, right? Better get some rations for my horrible gameplay. The guys in the hallway up ahead are gonna kick my ass. It's tough going back to aiming with the left stick. You play Call of Duty and all you aim with is the right stick, and then you play a game like this and you gotta aim with the left stick. It gets pretty weird. I don't play on Southpaw, so it can be tough sometimes. USP bullets. Everyone's asleep, so I'm just gonna piss on this guy's face with the real gun. Everyone's asleep or dead. This guy was a radio call. The radio call he's not gonna make, because I'm gonna come over here, molest him before he ever gets a chance. Yeah, how about that? Let's get a little teabag. Oh wait, that's the wrong button. That's the crouch button for Call of Duty. I'm approaching 300,000 kills on Modern Warfare 2. It's kind of sad how much I've really played that game, but it's so good.
Snake, wait! Don't...
No, C4. Or is it? No, it's actually Simtex. Yeah. You have to shoot all the sensors. If you shoot this bag of flour, it shows you the laser beams, but I've already took out 2 of the sensors, so I've already taken. I know how to speak proper English, but the way that I speak English is all messed up. Like, I use good when I should be using well. I do it all the time. Stuff like that. Like, I'm terrible with my English. I know how I should speak, but I still speak wrong.
All non-essential personnel report to the holds in 10 minutes time for the...
You hold the L1 button, or in this case Xbox, the left bumper. You can run while aiming. On the original Metal Gear Solid on PS1, you had to hold the crouch button to be able to run while aiming. It's not even anything back there. What am I doing? Weird thing about this area of the map is when someone sees you, it goes instantly to alert mode. Kind of like on the original Metal Gear Solid. How when you get seen, it goes straight to alert mode. There's no, he has to pick up his radio and call. That's how this area works. If someone sees you in this area, it goes straight to alert mode. I don't know why. That's one of the things that made the original Metal Gear Solid more difficult. Although the alert mode lasts a very short period of time. As long as you run, you can get away from the alert mode in the original Metal Gear Solid very quickly. In this one, you get the alert mode, and then The evasion mode sticks around for like another minute. These guys are creeping up, talking on their radios. Not to offend anyone, but I know most gamers don't ever really go on ships with these doors, these bulkhead doors like that. It's crazy being on a real ship.
Colonel, we have sealed the stern hatch.
I do industrial radiography, which basically means I use gamma radiation sources and I do X-ray on welds and metals.
The Marine commander has started his speech already.
So I work on all kinds of things made out of metal. One of which sometimes are ships. And when you're down in the hull and stuff of these boats, it's crazy. It's an experience.
Yes, sir.
One thing about this game is that right here by these bulkhead doors and stuff like that, it feels like you're really on a ship. That's one thing that they really did well. This game was extremely well done.
Who goes there?
Yeah, he's like, who goes there? But he didn't really get any kind of chance to look at Snake. But you know, who goes there? Whatever. See if I can hit this guy. Oh, he already done. Reload. The M9's kind of easy to use right here because all you have to do is hit someone one time and they always inevitably drop. I like the USP because you can spam. Also, if you didn't know, there's always ammo and shit right there. Ammo and a ration. This game is so easy. Like, if your health is getting low and you don't have rations and you're in a boss fight or a semi-boss fight like that, it always spawns rations next to you. I'm gonna let this cutscene roll too. This is a really interesting cutscene here. It shows a lot about Ocelot's character. Getting through the bulkhead doors. I find it interesting how they use the textures to simulate the 3D on a lot of things. That's what you had to do back in the PS2 days, because you couldn't just put a ridiculously high polygon count on everything and run it with the PS2 hardware.
Why are you here? We thought you were with the Colonel. What the?
Ocelot's character, it shows the whole cold-blooded thing here where he's not really in support of Russia, and he really gives no fucks about anyone's life.
I'll be joining you soon, comrade.
I feel like they could have done a better job of modeling the head on his character.
Snake, are you in yet?
I mean, it's still decent.
It's taking longer than I expected. We've already...
You're all familiar with the Shadow Moses.
The men down here are definitely Marines.
A shot of
If the deck is sealed,
the American military.
knowing that the ship's been taken over.
The Kojima's version of the American military.
These guys. The weapons won't do me much good here.
If you actually play through and you save the game,
No.
when you get into the the third hold, which that's where Metal Gear, not Metal Gear Solid, where Metal Gear is, Metal Gear Ray. If you save the game while you're playing through,
At the moment, every
I want to say it's either every other time you play through the game, or the first time you have to beat it twice and then they do it. But in the third hold, the guys will all be in their boxers. See how this one guy right there in the background, he's there in his boxers. In the third hold, they all look like that, and after you play through it 2 times. Projector. You don't want to block the projector because it'll alert all of them. I might go into alert mode intentionally here in a minute, just to show you guys what it does. Nah, I probably won't. I don't. Well, yeah. Let me let me do this. You can keep swapping here. I gotta do this Easter egg thing. It's funny. You can keep changing projectors, and they just keep turning, and eventually, it's gonna do something interesting.
In the light of the military dominance spelled out by Ray. The shift in the
Here it is.
balance of power will mean a new world order, and we, the Marine Corps, will play a central role in its military affairs.
Random Japanese girl.
Some say that the strategic
I'm sure it's a model.
aircraft carriers will be reduced by the completion of
She's
Ray.
no doubt in the
The opposition from the Navy
the credits,
is an
I'm sure.
undeniable fact. There is a lot of pressure.
Kojima's always done a good job of putting pictures of models in his games. I'm not even pressing buttons now, it's just doing it automatically.
Not to mention interference from a major player.
Of course, they're going to look at the model and not Scott Dolph.
To the Marine Corps. The enemy is sometimes closer to home than you think, gentlemen. Always bear that in mind.
I'm waiting for it. It always inevitably goes to an alert and a fail mission.
Project devoted to Metal Gear development, but it cannot be more different in nature.
Stop kidding around. Snake?
The girl on the right was actually the one that you see later in the game whenever you're playing as Raiden. Whenever you don't have any clothes on. She shows up above the over the radar a couple of calls before you finally answer, and it's Rose. Swap back here. The fastest way to get over these things is to barrel roll, or not barrel roll, but somersault, because they don't. It doesn't make noise when you somersault over them. That's a good trick for speed running. And here you get the reveal of the Metal Gear.
The current state of nuclear proliferation is a direct result of that event.
Metal Gear.
Some say that the strategic
There's actually another way that you can
aircraft carriers will be reduced.
you can play through this. You can actually
The opposition from the Navy is an undeniable.
actually there's multiple ways.
There is a lot of
You can go through the floors and sneak through the holds,
those with submarine and air background.
through the floor vents, which those approaches have their own Easter eggs to
This
them.
project is vital to the Marine Corps.
And you can
Sometimes closer to home than you think.
go along the
Bear that
catwalks,
in mind.
and then you can eventually, after going along the catwalks, you'll slide down this pole, and it drops you right there.
Cannot be more different in nature from the Navy.
But the more direct approach of going straight through is always faster,
To the uncontrolled fire of nuclear
and
proliferation.
that's the entirety of the gameplay for the tanker mission.
It is a fact that players
You take those pictures and bam, it's done. It's actually easily completable in like 15 minutes. Blah blah blah. Start pressing. It shows a glorified version of what hacking is supposed to mean.
Codec moments from you, Snake?
My cat is still fucking with my door.
Okay, that's good.
I was going no profanity, but
in the bag.
there it is.
We
I probably already cussed anyway, so it doesn't matter. Cussed, cursed, swore.
Metal Gear Ray.
That is all.
That is
Dismissed.
all. Dismissed.
Ah, select clap. I guess for the sake of what the hell, I'll just play these cutscenes. Watch them if you want. I'm gonna talk about stuff as they come along.
Gift of the silver tongue. They say it's the mark of a good
Metal Gear Solid is a Japanese game. It's
end of a liar.
It's all by a Japanese man and
too in love with the sound
Japanese
of their
crew.
own voice to speak the truth.
Identify yourself.
Japanese people have a big fondness. Japanese people have a large fondness of
I am
big, large, whatever.
Shalashaska, also called Revolver.
Anyways, they're really fond of spaghetti westerns, like Clint Eastwood stuff like that. So, Ocelot's character is kind of based on a lot of that. The spurs. You never see him on a horse.
What do you want?
Not in any of the games that have been made so far,
This
but
machine will be quite useful.
he still wears spurs
What are you planning to do? Steal this thing?
and uses that Colt single-action army.
No, I'm taking it back.
Even in Metal Gear Solid 3, he's wearing spurs. Because he likes cowboys at the time. That sounds homosexual almost. Not that I'm suggesting what the character is, but
Gerlukovich.
cowboys are definitely well known as popular
Understood.
in the underground gay society. They're stereotypically known as being appealing. It's a stereotype. Not all gay people like cowboys. I have known
This ship now carries
some
enough
gay people,
Simtex on
one
its
of which
key
was
structural
really
points
into
to
the whole
blow it
cowboy
out of the
thing.
water at the touch of this button.
I don't really know that many gay people. Which they're really not. Percentage-wise, it's the people you're gonna know.
Has to die needlessly.
They're not gonna be everywhere unless you're specifically around gay people. So percentage-wise, unless you're just looking for gay people, you're really not gonna see that many. I actually had a friend who I was friends with for years, and
Get a move on.
it didn't really occur to me, but looking back, I never saw him with a woman, but he just randomly came out of the closet, and I was like, okay. But he's still cool as shit, though. I love him, man. Guy's great. He doesn't live here anymore. He lives about 3 hours away now. He lives over in New Orleans. He moved to New Orleans. Him and actually another one of my friends, well, two more of my friends moved to New Orleans. They're all kind of like, I guess you could say, career restaurant people. They don't own restaurants, but they only work in restaurants, basically.
Land, friends, dignity, all.
So they moved to New Orleans and they had restaurant jobs. If you're gonna work in restaurants, New Orleans, places like New Orleans and certain places, in like the East Coast, West Coast, those are the places you really want to live if you're a real big restaurant guy, because that's where all the best restaurants are.
I regret.
Say here in Lake Charles,
I have no intention of selling Metal Gear.
there's not a whole lot of,
As I said, I came to take it back.
I guess you could say, prestigious places to work in the restaurant industry. So they moved to New Orleans. I feel like I'm rambling now. I just got way off topic.
Returned.
Which is the game.
The Lale Lule Lo. How's that possible?
Ocelot.
The Lale Lule Lo.
Have you sold us out?
I was never in your employ.
It's such a random name that they came up with for the Patriots as a nickname.
No hard feelings, Colonel. Mother Russia can rot for all I care.
Since when, Ocelot? When
There you got your first suggestion of Solid, your first mention of Solidus after
During the Cold War.
his mention at the end of Metal Gear Solid 1. I'll probably do a Let's Play in its entirety of Metal Gear Solid 1 for the GameCube, or maybe the original PlayStation version.
You and your daughter will die here.
Because the PlayStation version has much better sounds. It has a darker tone. GameCube version obviously looks better, but the sounds and the tone of the original are much more dark, which suit the story better. But at the end, they do mention Solidus. You get the phone call where Ocelot's talking to Solidus, and he mentions his name. Of course, Galukovich has a.
Looks like you were long overdue for retirement.
He's holding a. It's a Russian gun, the Makarov. I think I called them AK-47s earlier, but I'm pretty sure they're all holding AK-74s. I think I called them 47s earlier. I'm not sure. I know I called them AKs. He pulled. This was always a hard part for me because after all of that, then he shoots them all. The Marines still haven't tried to shoot him.
Show's over. If you wish to live, I suggest you run now.
Why didn't the Marines try to kill him way earlier? Why didn't anyone try to kill him earlier?
You may yet make it to shore if you
This
swim for your
is the most retarded part of the whole thing. It's like, why hasn't he been shot at? Obviously, you know, if you played this game, you know he's wearing the thing where you can't be shot. But they should have shot at him already. That was one of the things I felt like they fucked up in this game. So now they're shooting at him and it can't hit him. This water walking scene actually was one of the really impressive looking things of the PS2 era. The wading through the water. And then you get the liquid ocelot thing going on here. PS1 shots.
It's been a while, brother.
In Metal Gear Solid 4, this arm's actually been removed, and it's been replaced with a synthetic arm.
Liquid?
Not so young anymore, eh, Snake?
Kind of to tie into the whole doppelganger thing.
You're drowning in time. I know what it's like, brother. No wonder Naomi passed you over for the fox dive.
I think they weren't sure where they were going with the story at this point, so they used the liquid voice. But later in the story, or later, you know, in the game, in the whole Metal Gear Solid series, they decided that the liquid thing was going to be a doppelganger, and that's it. No ghosts, no nothing like that. So they didn't use the voice anymore.
Our raw materials are vintage, brother. Big Boss was in his.
But here they're using the liquid voice directly.
But I live on through this arm.
I want to say Kojima changed his mind. I can't be positive of what the guy was thinking. He definitely had something. He was, I guess, I'd say he was going through an idea cluster here when he made this story, but he left it open to change at the end. Metal Gear Solid 2 has one of the biggest clusterfucks of a story. I'm gonna get on eBay and I'll probably buy a Japanese version of this game. Well, of the HD version for PS3, because the PS3 is not region specific, so if you buy a Japanese version of the game, you can play through it, or you can't play online per se. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but you can any version, like European, American, Japanese, you can put it in any PS3 and play it. Whereas a PlayStation 2 game, like if I got the PS2 copy of this, if I want a Japanese version, I have to have a Japanese PS2 to play it, or a emulator on an emulator on a PC. But PS2 emulation right now is in its infancy and it's garbage. I have a Japanese version of the original. I could play through that. I might do a Let's Play of the original Japanese version. Which, an interesting fact about that is, on the original Japanese version, you can play in first person. There's a way you can play in first person. I want to say after you beat it, you can play in first person. That could be an interesting playthrough. Let's play. At this point, though, I mean, this is pretty much exhausted. I'm going to go ahead and, all the, I guess the fun factor or whatever is pretty much exhausted from this for me. I don't really have anything else to say, so I'm skipping the rest, and here we are. 51 minutes. 15 people. The one continue on purpose. No alert modes, no rations. This game really is easy. If you know how to play it, Metal Gear Solid 2 is extremely easy. Unless you're playing the game on Extreme or European Extreme, which is the hard mode of Extreme modes. If you really like this game, I suggest trying out the Extreme modes just to challenge yourself, just for the experience. I never completed the plant mission, but I completed the tanker mission on Extreme. I don't remember if it was Extreme or European Extreme. I think it was just Extreme. I want to say Euro Extreme is only available on the Substance version. I don't even know if it's available on the HD version, but that's definitely worth checking out. If you're really into Metal Gear Solid and you're into a challenge. But that's about it for the Let's Play. We got the tanker mission complete here, and I might go back and do the plant mission. I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided, but there you go. See you guys around.